surprise bonus Ollie's shop with me, and I was in this store today. So this is what was available in the store today, December 4th, 2025. This is what was available in the Orlando store, the West Orlando store on West Colonial. Absolutely great selection. Loved the stuff that was in there. Some of it is stuff that they've had before. Some of it wasn't. They've had these before, but oh my gosh, I still love them. Starting with the letters, these beautiful ombre letters. If they had them in just numbers, I would totally buy them, but I don't use puffy letters. I use puffy numbers. And this right here, I love so much. I mean, it's not only is it milk and cookies, but it's also chicken and waffles. And I bet if you think a little bit, the Guild can come up with several other things that these could be. And if you do, drop it in the comments. What else could you do with a round cookie cutter and a cookie cutter that shape? I mean, they've got milk and cookies and chicken and waffles, but I'm sure there's more. And look at these adorable pens. Oh my gosh, the llamas. Oh, I love the llamas so much. I didn't see very many of them, but I did see those. And I don't know if they were in the wrong place. I don't know, because this is kind of a dump box. You can see there's several different items in here, like people were just dumping things in there. It's primarily Singer pins, but there was a lot of other things in there. So I'm just going through the other different items that were in there. And I actually found where some of them went, so I put them back. They have the the fractured heart right there, the mold for the chocolate for $1.99, and that was the only chocolate mold shape that I saw in the big size. A little bit later, there is one in the little size, but that was the only big size one that I saw. And look at look at how many of those beautiful ombre letters that they have. And I was just putting away that double-sided one that 2-pack that was over in the other box because I saw where it went, so I figured I'd put away because, you know, I'm the type of person that I'm going to either leave it exactly as I found it or I'm going to leave it better than I found it. I don't think it's fair to leave things worse off for people to have to work harder just because I didn't want to do what was right. So that's me. You do you. But look at this. They still had the UV resin bottles. I was so shocked. I haven't been in the store in over a month now. It's probably been 6 weeks since I've been in the store, and they still had UV resin, and they still had these Wish metal die cutters. I could not believe that they still had those, because at $1 a piece, and that's how much they were, just $1 a piece, that is such an incredible price. And then they had this glitter mix stuff, and this was strictly pina colada, and I have to admit that the flavor of coconut is not one of my favorite flavors. So I didn't pick any of these up for us, but oh my goodness gracious, these would have made such beautiful drinks, and it just looks like it would be the most fun thing to serve at a party, or even just to serve between you and your partner. I mean, that would be just amazingly fun too. So, and I just want to say, I want to take a moment to say how grateful I am to everybody who has chosen to like, subscribe, comment, share my videos. I am so humbled by the people that are doing this, by the number of people that are doing this. And I would like to give a special shout out to Carmen, because I just found out that I have a viewer in Namibia. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. That is like so cool. I mean, the internet really is a global community, and to have somebody from Namibia choose to be a member of the Chatty Crafty Guild is just amazing, and I just want to say thank you so much for that. All right, back to the walkthrough. This is my childhood. You know those sprinkles when they sold them that way? That's the way they were sold when I was a kid, and I missed that. This was an incredible price. All 3 rolls of that ribbon was $1.99, and that was a good 1.5 inch ribbon, and you can see how many of them they have. And behind it, I paused it because behind it there was that box that I never pointed out, and I didn't want anybody to think that I had missed something. But those are the boxes that are completely empty. They're supposed to have markers in it. It says it's got markers in it. It says it's got like 32 pieces of markers in it, but there's nothing in it, and they're selling them for $1, which would be a good way to store markers if you weren't such a marker hoarder like I am. But, you know, I mean, if one of those little boxes that holds only 32 markers will work for you, then by all means go for it. But I'd probably need like 100 of those to hold my markers. Well, maybe not quite that many. We'll stick with 75. Yeah, 75 would probably do it. Anyway, so these are the edible things that they have, and they have the little jimmies, and they have the little sprinkles in other flavors. They had that edible spray. They have these beautiful toppers that you can put on things. I am still waiting for somebody in the Facebook group. So one of the bakers in the Facebook group, Chatty Crafty, the link for it is in the description for this video, but I'm still waiting for somebody to make a queen cake and put it up there so that I can admire it from a distance and live vicariously through your queen cake, because I think that would be just amazing. I would love to see a queen cake put up there. That would be so cool. So anyway, especially using all of these little crowns and diamonds and jewels and things like that that you can find at all the different Ollie's. That would be so neat. This is the other chocolate mold that they have, and it's just the little round one, but I could not find a price on them. I only saw those two, and I could not find a price. In other stores that I've seen them for $1.99, but I wouldn't trust that because this is the Colonial store that has very odd pricing. Some things are priced way too high, and some things are priced way too low. That glitter vinyl is gorgeous. The lens doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. And I was actually disappointed in this, and I didn't buy any of these because those little ones were $2.49, and they were like half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch wide, and the other ones that were an inch and a half wide were $1.99 for 3 of them. And I was like, I cannot justify paying that much more when the other one was so much cheaper. This is also one of those items that was higher priced in this store. Those are usually $1.99. Those orange it's not tinsel. The word left me. Cellophane. Those orange cellophane rolls are usually $1.99, and they were $2.99 in this store. But $1 for letterboard letters, 188 1-inch letterboard letters for $1. And I happen to have acquired a letterboard from Ollie's, of course, that uses that size letter. So, of course, I picked up a set for myself. This is the Ollie's that had the mink that I own, and it was right here, right on these shelves. It hasn't been there in ages, but this is where I found my mink. This is where I found my mink for $5. That is still the best deal, I think, that I have gotten at an Ollie. Well, I don't know. There's the other one that I hinted at a long time ago, if you remember watching my videos that I hinted at. I haven't shown it yet because I'm going to give one of them away. I got it for $1, and I'm going to give one of them away, and I've been adding extra things to it. But so possibly the mink and the other thing are my two best scores at these Ollie's. But I love going into them because it's interesting to see what's there. And I also love going into them because my brain has labeled them as safe. And if you've watched my channel, if you've had any interaction with my channel before, then you know that that's a big thing for me. And if you haven't watched my channel before, if you don't know this about me, please do go back and watch some of my other videos, especially last night's live stream, because I did a little talk about it in the live stream. I don't want to do it here because we're doing a walk with me, but going into these stores is just huge. That's the whole in and out of it. Is just my being able to actually go into a store is a massive thing because of the number of mental health issues that I have. But this was a really cool idea. Look at that. You put the thing together, and then it's like paint by number. So it's not only a paint by number, but it's also a puzzle. Is that not the best mash of two different crafts? I thought that was amazing. I really did. I thought that was really cool. And I still just absolutely love this embroidery year journal because you sit there and you put your whole year together, and it's a tapestry, literally a tapestry of the things that transpired throughout the year. And once you're done, you still have the book that comes along with it, and you can make another one for the next year. Just get another piece of embroidery cloth and some more thread. I don't know what shibori tie-dye is. I've never heard of this. I've never seen it, but it looks really cool, and they have a kit for it. And these are all the things that come in the kit, and it looks like in the corner, that green thing, it looks like that is a silk screen that could be used in other crafts as well, because I know that in my polymer clay, I use those silk screens a lot. So, you know, it's something to think about, something to pick up if it's something that you're interested in trying out. And look at the string art. Oh my gosh, I love this. Did you see the dragonfly one right behind that? Oh my gosh, if I'd seen that dragonfly one, I don't know if I would have not bought it. I think that there's a very good possibility that that dragonfly would have gone home with me if I had seen it, but I thought they were all butterflies. So and I know that you're supposed to look for other options when you're in an Ollie's. I know this because I've been in so many Ollie's, but totally slipped my mind and I missed out on that dragonfly, but that's okay. It was really cool. There was the Fimo. We've seen this particular Fimo set over and over and over again in these stores, but it's still a great price for a little bit of clay if you want to sit there and test whether or not polymer clay is something that you want to do. Because that's another thing that's wonderful about these Ollie's is that they have so many different things that you can test because they're in small kits or they're in small quantities that you can sit there and test it for a low amount of money and see if it's something that you're interested in. And if it's something that you're interested in, then you know that you you can invest more money into it. Or if you find out that it's something you're not interested in, you haven't lost a lot of money because you've bought a $2 or a $3 kit. I love that about Ollie's. If you want to test painting right there, not the tie-dye box that really wanted to fall on the floor, but I finally encouraged it to stay on the shelf. Oh, this. I cannot believe it. In my live last night, in my live stream last night, we were working with the embroidery folders, not embroidery, embossing folders. And one of the things that people said was that would probably be better if you were using a brayer. And it didn't even dawn on me to pick that up. And not only am I kicking myself for not rethinking about, hey, maybe this could work as a brayer, that was a Halloween item, which means it's probably 90% off. It just got lost in the store. Oh my gosh, I could have picked that up for 20 cents. And it didn't even dawn on me. And, it came up in my live last night. And in my live streams are very interactive. I'm sitting there working with some crafting stuff. And if people in the chat suggest things or make observations or have ideas, I will test out what their idea is with the stuff that I've got in front of me. And we have an awful lot of fun in my live stream. So if you would love to join my live streams, because I would love to have you in my live streams, they are always Friday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time. And then I'm also doing a live stream on Wednesday, but that time isn't set. The time for the Wednesday live stream is always posted in my Facebook group. So even if YouTube doesn't notify you, then the Facebook group, you can look it up there. Look, unicorns. That's not the only unicorns I found in this store either. Oh my gosh, I found so many unicorns in this store. They still had the Cricut cards, and these are the beautiful ones with the really, really bright, shiny foil. And then they had this one that has the toned down foils, but both sets are absolutely beautiful. And it's Cricut, so you know it's high quality stuff. And I believe that they were $1.99 and $2.49 for these boxes, which is an incredible price for Cricut. I love the idea of finger paint in a pump bottle. That is just an amazingly cool idea. I think that is so genius. I no other word for it. And there you go, teal and purple. What two better colors to be sitting next to each other as pourable paint in an Ollie's. I thought that was incredible. I didn't reach all the way down to the teal one, but you saw it underneath there. And then they had some of these paper pads, which these little lined ones would be great for a junk journal. You could fill out your junk journal with this type of paper. You could sew it together. You could make pockets out of this. But they also had this beautiful pack for $2.99. I don't think it's paper, but I don't think it's cardstock either. I think it's just thick paper, but it was really pretty. I thought it was beautiful. You saw that it was one-sided, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. And then they had another thing over here with these lava glass beads. And this Colonial store is the only one that I've seen that puts the lava beads in with the arts and crafts supplies. And these Arteza Ultra Blend H2O, oh my gosh, we tested them in one of my lives, and they are fantastic. They are absolutely wonderful. And the guild, the Chatty Crafty Guild, that's what we call ourselves, was so into giving suggestions and asking questions about it so that we could, like, in real time test it out together. It was so cool. But yeah, those Ultra Blend H2O or Everblend Ultra H2O pens from Arteza are wonderful. And everything that I've ever opened from Arteza, save one pen, has been amazing. And that was one pen of 80. So let's not focus on that. Let's focus on how good Arteza is. I mean, everything that I've seen. And speaking of Arteza, yes, I spent my time wandering through this store trying to find that Mandela set for Arteza. No, they didn't have it. I will find it. I will keep looking, but I think I'm not going to be able to do anything but maybe one Ollie's on Thursdays until Christmas is over, and then the after Christmas rush, I have to wait for that to be over. New Year's Day is the following Thursday, so I might be able to go in on New Year's Day, but we'll see. I'm playing it by ear because I really don't want to stress myself out. I really don't want to put Ollie's into the same department that Dollar Tree has gone into. And it was so sad because in the Facebook group, one of the things that we do in the Facebook group is we not only encourage each other through arts and crafts and give each other ideas and put out what we've done and say, hey, this is something that I've thought of. What do you think this would do? But we also show people where to get really good, really inexpensive art supplies. And one of the members of the guild posted that Dollar Tree was selling off their stickers for 25 cents. Now, I can't go into Dollar Tree anymore. I had an anxiety attack inside one, which turned into a panic attack when I got back into the car, and my brain has labeled all Dollar Trees as not safe. But my husband was so wonderful. He went and he got me a whole big bunch of the 25-cent stickers. So now I have enough of the Dollar Tree stickers to last me for a long time. And I show them in my live that was put up yesterday. So if you're interested in that, and my Tuesday video, if you're interested, I opened a box of stuff from Journal Say. This was the only paper pad that I saw in the entire store, and the price tag is completely missing from it. I have no idea how much this was, but the pictures in there are great. And you could even take a 12 by 12 frame and frame those papers and put them and decorate your kids' walls with it. I mean, you could decorate all of your children's bedrooms with those pictures because they were just gorgeous. And the next thing that's going to come up is one of my favorite things that I have seen in any of these Ollies. And I think this is the third Ollies that I've seen it in, but look at this amazing travel case. And I did actually manage to get this one open so you could get an idea of what it's like on the inside. On the outside, it's got this pocket for like paintbrushes or things like that. And then when you open it up, it's got this tray on the inside that is really, really cool and very, very versatile. And then when you pull that tray off, there's just a ton of room underneath there for anything that you want to pack in there. I honestly think that my little Cutter Bee embossing machine would fit down in there. So it could be a little travel, teeny tiny Papercraft case as well. I mean, I'm sure that it was originally intended to be some form of painting, but no, I would definitely use that for small paper crafting if the Cutter Bee would fit down in there, because that would be so cool. And this is where they have the canvases, and they didn't really have a whole lot of canvases in this store. It seems like they're starting to sell out of these canvases because each of these packs are $10, but the size changes and the number of canvases that you get in each pack changes. So if you get like the 8 by 10s, I think you get 6 or 8 canvases, but if you get up to the 16 by 20s, you're only getting 2 or 3. And look at that, they did have one cutting mat hiding underneath these stencils, and these stencils are really nice. They're $3 for the set, and you get so many stencils, and there's so many different things that you can use with them, but they're the big 12 by 12 ones, so I never bought those. I loved the cover of this little travel album. Look at that. Is that not the cutest little album to put travel pictures in? And that wasn't the only cover that they had. They had several of them that were very much geared towards traveling. And wouldn't that be just so cool to get some pictures taken off? Or if you know of somebody who's going to be going on a trip, to get them like a card for a gift card for one of the online printmaking places, so that they can send their pictures to get the prints made and then give them that book so that they can have the pictures right there, that the best pictures that they've taken. I thought that would be kind of cool. This is the only store that I've ever seen this kind of tissue paper in, and it was 49 cents a package, which is really good because the last time that I was in there, I didn't see a price tag on any of them, but 49 cents for those little tissue packets is really cool. And oh my gosh, this journal is the neatest thing because it's got a pocket for a smartphone right on the front of it. Oh my goodness gracious, that would be an amazing, amazing gift for somebody who is going off to college, for somebody who is working on, scribbling down ideas for things that they want to accomplish, a goal book, anything like that, because you can just pop the cell phone right in the front of it anytime you have an idea and just sit there and scribble it down, and perfect. These were $1. That's the same price that I've seen them in the other store that I've seen them in, but I've only seen them in 2 stores. And these activity sets, oh my gosh, $10. You pick up this activity set and then you give it to your child or your kid or whoever, your husband, your wife, your partner, whoever. And you give it to them so that when they're at grandma's house and they're bored, they have something to do, because everybody knows that at some point in time, you've got to have a time away from family. So, it's one of those things. So let me tell you about this week's giveaway. This is the item that I'm giving away. I bought 2 of these and I'm giving both of them away. I did consider keeping one of them, but I'm not. I'm giving both of them away. And in the description for this video, there is a link to the video that I put up on Sunday. And the reason that I'm linking you to a video and not the form is because that video details a lot more about what's important about filling out the form and how you fill out the form and making sure that the form is filled out correctly. And there's a little baby bear in the corner, in the upper right-hand corner over there, just being my little baby bear. But the form is in the description of the video that this description links you to, because it's really important, if you haven't filled out one of my forms before, to really and truly look at the information about how to fill out the form, because I have embedded in my system of giveaways a scam prevention thing, because I don't want you to get scammed. I don't want to be scammed. So I have a scam prevention system built into my giveaways, and all you have to do is fill out the form correctly. So go to that video, listen to the way to fill out the form correctly, and then you will be able to be entered into the drawing. And right now I only have 9 people who have entered, so it's a really good possibility that you'll win if you enter, because I'm giving away 2 of these, and depending on how many people have entered by Saturday when it closes, you have a really good percent chance of winning. Oh my gosh, they had one! The West Colonial store had the floor lamp for $40. I did not buy it. When I left the store, as far as I know, it was still there. I only saw the one, but the Cricut lamp was there. They had this burlap, and yes, I did smell this burlap, and it does not smell bad, because you know as well as I do, if you've been crafting with burlap, that burlap can sometimes have that chemical smell. This one did not have that chemical smell at all. There's another unicorn. This is a cute little felt unicorn that you could sew together. Oh, I loved it. I thought it was just the cutest thing. Of course, I didn't buy it because I don't do fiber crafts. I'm not going to get into fiber crafts, but I did think it was very cute, and I thought I'd point it out to you. Fiber crafting is not one of my chosen crafts, another unicorn, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to show fiber crafting on my channel, because I'm not going to gatekeep from people who want to see fiber craft stuff. Just because I don't fiber craft doesn't mean that there aren't fiber crafters out there. So I want to make sure that in my channel you're being able to see everything that's available in the stores, at least everything that I see. I don't pick and choose which items I'm going to show based on which crafts I do. I pick and choose which items I'm going to show based on whether or not it's a craft item or something that catches my eye. These I would not buy. $5 for 4 foam brushes. I mean, those had better be the absolute best foam brushes ever made in the entire world to pay $1.25 a piece for those foam brushes. But that's me. If you want to buy them, you do you. That's totally up to you. I thought these were amazing, but the price tag on them had been ripped off, so I don't know exactly how much they were. They did have another set for $1.99 that I'm going to show pretty soon, but they're not the same. So I don't know if those bigger ones were $1.99 as well, but these were the same idea. They're the same jumbo markers. So I don't know if the other ones were $1.99. They had these cute little clings for Easter. And I don't know, the tags look old to me. So they might have had them since Easter. I couldn't tell you. And then moving past the eyeglasses, because everybody knows what readers are. And if you need those readers, by all means, go and get them. But I've never found the one that I'm looking for. I'm looking for 1.5 with the blue blocker, and I've never found that, but that's okay. I don't really need them. I just thought they'd be neat to have. And they did have these punches, and what was interesting in this store, the punches are $5 in this store. They range in price from $1 to $5. Most of the time they're $1 or $5. I have found them once that they were $2, but this one had both incarnations of it, because it had both the older, thicker model and the newer, thinner model. And the thinner ones stack beautifully on top of the thinner ones, and the thicker ones stack beautifully on top of the thicker ones, because they've got this really nice hole in them that matches up with a raised area on the top of another one. They have a hole on the bottom that raises up, matches with the raised area on the top of the next one. But the smaller, the thinner profile ones and the thicker profile ones, the top hole is not the same size. So they really don't match well when you're trying to mix them. So anyway, I like the lower profile ones. You do you, pick whichever one you want. They did have a little bit of Velcro. They didn't have a whole lot of sewing stuff in this store. I saw the pins, and I saw the Velcro, and I saw that one little Singer sewing kit that had the pin cushion and everything, but that was really all that I saw. And what is this a mold for? I mean, seriously, they are charging $1.99 for this very, very tiny resin mold, and I have no idea what this mold's for. If you have any idea what this is a mold for, please drop a comment and let us know. The only thing that I thought of is that it might be for dominoes, but how long would it take you to mold an entire set of dominoes with just that one little piece, and how would you get the dots in it? So I have no idea. I went back through to see if I'd missed anything. It turns out that I actually did miss a couple things. I love axolotls. I think they're very cute and very wonderful. And I know there are other people out there that think they are cute and wonderful. So I thought I'd show off this little set. It was really cool. And then you open it up, you have this place where the markers go, and then you have the book that you can draw. And then I also found this other one that is butterflies and other things that you can do etch art. So I think that's like scratch pad art, where you've got the scratch pads where you can scratch off the a dark covering that's been put on top and expose the colors underneath and make pictures that way. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really pretty, and you've got the information that you can see right there. And there weren't any of them that had a price tag on them, but the box that they were in did have that price on it, and I put it over it because I never got a good enough, clear enough picture of it. I thought I was never going to find the Smart Cricut vinyl, but there it was right on the end of a sidewall and just a little spot. And they had the carts. Oh my gosh. These were not near the craft section. These were up near the front, near the gift section, but they were $15. $15 for a 3-tiered cart. Now you have to like pink because I only saw pink ones, but I like pink, so I was okay with that. But they did. They had these, and there are 4 different colors, so other Ollie's might have gotten different colored ones. This particular Ollie's on West Colonial in Orlando, it got the pink ones, but that's okay, because $15 for a 3-tier metal cart with wheels is a really good price, and we crafters, we know we love those. At least I know a lot of us love these little metal carts. I know I have 2 in my craft room, so I'm sure that other people have some in their craft room. And just because I was wandering around looking for the mandalas, I saw that and I thought that was interesting, that there was that they're in being inclusive, that they've got information, not information, that they've got gift wrapping supplies for Hanukkah as well. I thought that was really cool because it's nice to be inclusive and to put everybody out there, because everybody celebrates differently, and whatever holiday you celebrate this season, happy whatever, seasons whatever. It's just, we're all celebrating something. And the fact that somebody has come up to you and said, I'm wishing you to have a happy holiday, even if it's not the holiday that you celebrate, they're being kind to you. So, just consider being kind back. I don't think this was worth $40. I did turn the I tapped on it so you could see what it sounded like when you tapped on it. I do believe it was glass, but I'm still not thinking that that was $40 worth of decoration. In my humble opinion, if that is your cup of tea, by all means, you do you. I loved this. This is so cool. A ring game where you wear the ring hat, the hat that catches the rings. I mean, that would be such a fun party game, really and truly. Stranger Things just dropped, not sponsored, but I thought this said upside down. And so when I came over to look at it and realized it was upside drawn, I had to look at it even more closely, because upside down would have been cool, but upside drawn was even more interesting. I love the little purple cat. Oh my gosh, the little purple Polly Pockets cat. I'm obviously looking at stuff that is for the giveaways, and they had this huge rainbow. I didn't know what it was at this point. I do go around and get to the face of it so that I can see what it is, but at this point I'm just looking for the mandala kit that I've been looking for. And this is not the Lakeland store, but there's the dragon. If you've watched much of my videos, then you know about the Lakeland store dragon. And there he is. He's also in the Orlando store. So there's more than one of him, or he flew from Lakeland to Orlando just to be there when I got there. But yeah, they did not have the mandala kit that I've been looking for. So eventually I will find it. I will keep looking. And if I don't find it, that's okay too. I mean, it's not going to be, the be all and end all for me, but I would like to find at least one of them. And I'd also like to find a couple extras of them, because I would love to use them as a giveaway on my channel. And the reason that I'm looking for them, more unicorns, is because they have a ton of dotting tools in it. And several people in the guild have expressed interest in getting dotting tools. So I'm looking for it so that I can show people. See, it's a bear. He's so cute. So I can get it and I can show people what it's like, and then I can give some away. And I love these. These are Brookstone headphones that are in sync. So you can listen to the same music, listen to the same podcast, listen to the same audiobook. And they had sets of 2, and I saw them the first time I was there, but they also have sets of 4 for $40. And I honestly wonder if you can take sets and link them together. Like, can you sync 8 of the same or 12 of the same, because they're the same brand? And these are cool. For those of you who remember having to pick the paper off of the Tootsie Roll in order to eat them, I thought this was amazing, because this you don't have to pick paper off of. I thought that was so cool. So you've made it to the end. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the end. I cannot express how appreciative I am of you. If you have also chosen to like, subscribe, comment, share the video, any of those things. I really appreciate it. This channel does have memberships, and there is a Patreon that goes along with it. And if you choose to interact with this channel in those ways, I am also so very grateful. But I want you to interact with my channel in the way that you are comfortable with and the way that you feel is appropriate for you. I would love those interactions, but I don't want to push anybody to do something that they're not comfortable with. So anyway, I was so happy to be able to give you an Ollie's haul, and I hope everybody enjoyed the Ollie's haul. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to be able to get before the holiday actually comes, but I will try, and I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. Cheers, and happy crafting!